Welcome back to Headlines. I'm Wes Austin, and these are today's top stories. First, Joe Biden is trying to take credit for President Trump's new ceasefire deal. Biden's claiming he laid the groundwork for Trump's ceasefire, which is like the Titanic captain taking credit for advances in submarine technology. Then, Martin Sheen decided to lecture President Trump on how to be more presidential. Sheen's giving Trump advice on humility. Next week, Kim Kardashian will be lecturing us about modesty. Next, New York Attorney General Letitia James gave a fiery speech after being federally indicted. When the legal arguments fail, apparently you just start sounding like you're about to baptize somebody. And finally, Barack Obama slammed President Trump, saying that we shouldn't have kangaroo courts or trumped-up charges. That's rich, coming from the guy whose FBI treated the Trump-Russia collusion hoax like a team-building exercise. And then we go on to the comment section on the segment we did about Gavin Newsom, where he said that California doesn't have high taxes. And then he pointed out Texas and Florida specifically. Did Gavin Newsom's wife's parents move to Florida? Is that real? We're going to check into that. Okay, let's dive in. Joe Biden says he helped make President Trump's ceasefire in the Middle East happen, which is impressive since he can't remember what day it is. On X, Biden posted this: "The road to this deal was not easy. My administration worked relentlessly to bring hostages home, get relief to Palestinian civilians, and end the war. I commend President Trump and his team for their work to get a renewed ceasefire deal over the finish line." That's what they call dementia with a publicist. Biden's Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, said this on X: "It's good that President Trump adopted and built on the plan that the Biden administration developed after months of discussion with Arab partners, Israel, and the Palestinian Authority." Biden taking credit for Trump's ceasefire is like an arsonist bragging he helped the firefighters finish the job. Martin Sheen is giving President Trump advice on how to be more presidential.
So the big guy in the White House, if he would take some personal advice, you've got to realize, sir, that you are the biggest nothing in the world. And you stop there. You stop listening to all these people around you, these sycophants, who are encouraging you to be your non-human self. Get in touch with that humanity. Stop fussing with your hair.
Yeah, nothing says get in touch with your humanity like a guy who spent 7 years playing a fictional president and now can't tell the difference. When Charlie Sheen starts looking like the reasonable one, it's time for Dad to check his meds. New York Attorney General Letitia James gave a speech at a rally for Zohran Mamdani where she boldly proclaimed that she will not bow and will not give up in the face of her indictment for mortgage fraud.
You see, I know what it feels like to be attacked for just doing your job. And so I stand on solid rock, and I will not bow, I will not break, I will not bend, I will not capitulate, I will not give in, I will not give up.
She pulled out the church voice so fast, I half expected her to pass around a collection plate. Duh. During a podcast interview, Barack Obama lost all self-awareness and criticized President Trump for how he's been leading the country.
You know, we don't want kangaroo courts and trumped-up charges. We want like our court system and our Justice Department and our prosecutors to be, and our FBI to be, just playing things straight and looking at the facts and not meddling in politics the way we've seen lately.
Obama lecturing about weaponized justice is like Diddy hosting a morality seminar. And now onto the comment section on the segment we did about Gavin Newsom, where he said that California doesn't have high taxes. And he was kind of ripping on Joe Rogan and Elon Musk for leaving. So we have this comment from T. Motter 71. "We should keep our eye on him. Weird things are happening. Case in point, Justin Trudeau is dating an astronaut. Okay, which is Katy Perry, if any of you aren't sure about that. Then this comment from Robbie47. Why does he move his hands so much? Did his mom have to tie them down when he watched Village People videos? Yeah, I think Gavin, he's got a little bit of Nancy Pelosi in him. Have you noticed that? And in that video that we did, he also did this weird move where he kind of did his hands like this and moved his shoulders. It was weird. I hope you could tell I was struggling to even mock how Gavin did it. It made me so uncomfortable. Anyway, okay, so next comment on this. Kelly Does Film. She commented, and the award for best performance in gaslighting goes to... then this is Florida Kate Rubino. New scum has stage 4 liabetes. I've never seen liabetes. I thought that was really funny. Okay, and we had a bunch of people commenting on how Gavin Newsom was sitting. Here are 2 samples. There were a bunch of other comments that I was going to try to keep this PG, so I didn't include those, but a lot of people commented on him. We'll pop the graphic of Gavin Newsom sitting so you can see. He David 32927, he sits like a lady, and then NYJLT, why is he sitting like that? So as you can see from the graphic, Gavin Newsom was crossing his legs all the way crossed, which is just wrong for men to do. Normally men, an alarm goes off in your head, my legs are crossed too much. It's just messed up. So, I mean, in the same sense that, you know how women, they do cross their legs all the way, and if they don't, it seems, I mean, if you walk in a room and a lady's not having her legs crossed, you immediately just start looking at the ceiling because something's wrong. That's the same kind of a thing as if a guy has his legs crossed all the way, like Gavin does in this shot. The only other person I can think of off the top of my head who does that is Barack Obama, and he sits like that too. So anyway, I mean, he's sitting like he's waiting for tea service in Downton Abbey, doesn't he? He's just waiting. I don't know. There we go. But I'm not kidding. I probably saw at least 10 or 15 comments just on how his legs were crossed. Okay, then this is from Christy on the Lake. His wife's parents relocated to Florida in 2020. So, and I just wanted to confirm this. We did see this back when it happened, but let's look into this just to make sure this is real, and it is real. This is from an ABC affiliate, and this is back in 2022. Gavin Newsom's in-laws relocated to Florida despite his political rift with DeSantis. It was revealed earlier this week that despite Newsom's public disdain for DeSantis, Newsom's in-laws, the parents of his wife Jennifer Siebel, donated to the effort to re-elect DeSantis in Florida. Now that part I didn't remember, that they actually had donated to the re-election campaign for DeSantis. That's awesome. Those same in-laws became Florida residents after purchasing a $3.3 million home in Naples in March of 2020, according to Fox News. However, they appear to have maintained ownership of their California home in the San Francisco suburbs. So they are holding on to a home there. But yes, they did go to Florida. And I guess they're just made of money. I mean, the Newsoms, the Siebels, all just lots and lots of money for those folks. Thanks for watching Headlines. And if you know anyone who might enjoy my clips, please share them. I would appreciate it. I'm Wes Austin. Good night.